Hello, my name is Selena Martinez, and welcome to my Foliotek Portfolio presentation. I'm really excited to show off my Foliotek Portfolio. This was a really fun process. We put all this work into making our projects, and this was really fun to finally, clean up that work and put it all together into one professional portfolio. So let's get started. So my goals while making this portfolio were to make a clean and concise portfolio. I wanted it to look not very cluttered, and I wanted to value quality over quantity. I, of course, wanted my portfolio to be professional. I wanted to only include my quality projects, and if my projects were close to quality projects, then I enhanced them to make them good enough to put in my portfolio. I wanted my portfolio to be easily accessible to the potential employer trying to use it. I wanted to only include appropriate content for the job descriptions that I'm trying to apply for, which right now includes learning technology specialist. I wanted relevance to current employer needs. I wanted to make sure that the skills that I exemplify were relevant to today's needs. And I wanted to be set apart from other applicants. And what that means is that I added adjectives and included things that I did to set me apart from other applicants and hopefully make myself stand out. So here you'll see my ID page. This is where I introduce myself to the potential employer. This is also where I introduce myself to someone who has not met me before. I introduce my professional self. I introduce my overall career goals, which again is to be a learning technology specialist for an organization. I also include my values and what is important to me when looking for an employer, which I feel like is important to include when introducing myself. As you scroll down my ID page, you'll see my education as well as my resume. So as you click on my resume, it's really easy to access. Everything I just showed you is accessible within 3 easy clicks, which is what I liked about Foliotek. Everything is right in front of the person looking at my information and really easy to see. So in my resume, I included a cover letter, which includes, again, my goal to become a learning technology specialist. And I introduced myself with confidence. And in the second paragraph, I introduced the experience that I've had that is relevant to becoming a learning technology specialist. This includes past jobs and opportunities, as well as challenges that I faced. And in the last paragraph, I wrap it up and I say that I appreciate their time and that I'm enthused about this position. Next, as you scroll down through my resume, you get to my experience in education. I tried to keep my resume very simple and easy to read. I tried to keep my work descriptions relevant to the jobs that I'm applying for. So I tried to only include items that involved in some way learning technology. On that home screen, you also saw my LinkedIn. So here's what my LinkedIn looks like. This LinkedIn page basically says just about my folio, the same things my Foliotek says, but this is just in case somebody prefers to look at LinkedIn or keep in touch with me. I also plan to make more connections on my LinkedIn soon, as well as add more of my experiences on there as I create more experience. So once you're done with my ID page, that's about my entire preface and my work experience. Then we start to get into my projects. And here are the projects I have so far. Some of these thumbnails include more than one project. Most of them include one with multiple files underneath them. The first one I'd like to show you is the 9-week unit. This 9-week unit covered an English class on the book 1984. We helped a Corpus Christi teacher teach online for the first time, which was really fun. I would also like to include to the employer that that this client is also available for as a reference. So here you see there's 5 pages, and the first two are videos introducing the project, and 3, 4, and 5 are the instructional aid, the teacher aid, the design, and the analysis. Here's an example of what one of the videos looks like. This is a walkthrough through Canvas. So since for an employer it's not so easy for me to just share my Canvas with them, I walked um, through the Canvas link so that way they could see what the project ended up looking like. And here's an example of what that design document looks like that we created. This was a group project, so I included all of the designers, and also the viewer can see the topics and all of that. Next is an overview of my research papers. I decided to put all of my research papers under one tab with an overview. So here in this overview, um, I discuss my findings, how all of these papers tie together, and how they've helped develop me as a professional. And here I introduce each page, excuse me, each paper, and just talk about how they all kind of tie in together, how they are relevant to becoming a learning technology specialist. And here you see I have 1, 2, and 3 research papers. Here's another instructional design. This one was for a middle school teacher in North ISD. This was also her first time teaching online. Um, and fulfilling this graduate program was a great time to begin these instructional design courses because I was able to help multiple teachers teach online for their very first time due to the pandemic. So I found myself very useful to those teachers, and those teachers were also very useful for my experience as well. So I do plan to discuss that in my future interviews as well. And here you'll see that this instructor that I helped out is available as a reference upon request. And here you see there's only one document, and that's because this one document includes everything that I created for this project. So that includes the job aid and the design, the technology tools needed. This project is about 40 pages long. Here's an example of what it looks like when you click on that page. Here's just some of the table of contents. In the table of contents, I mapped out each week and each day that this instructor will be teaching. I also helped the same instructor with her advanced orchestra course. This advanced orchestra course was also taught in the same semester, and a lot of these students were new to this instructor, so meaning that she had not met these students and her first time meeting them was through her online course. So that was a little bit overwhelming for her. So this instructor and I walked through this course together, thought of ideas, and I helped her create ways that she could have more time efficiency and spend more time with her students rather than creating online content and grading her stuff. So we ended up finding some really nice ways that she could grade using things like Google Forms and student recordings rather than grading one by one or through written assessment. This instructional design was a one lesson course. This is my shortest instructional design. This was also created with 2 other colleagues. This instructional design just pertained of one lesson, but I thought that it looked really nice and professional and was still worth including into these projects. And lastly, I have my Google Workspace course, which is one of my biggest designs that I've worked on alone. This is going to be a 40-hour course. It's not complete yet. I'm still working on it in another course, but this is the placeholder for that Google Workspace course. But as of now, I do have the design document to preview to you. This is what the table of contents looks like for that design document. Here's everything that will be included in that course. And that course will be included on Canvas, which I will have a video walkthrough for later. Here's an example of what a module is mapped out like, and the activities. So that's all of my projects, and that's my my ID page. Overall, I'd like to know if you think that I achieved the goals that I introduced at the beginning. Let me know if you think that I achieved these goals, and if not, where you think that I can improve. Thank you.